Hi and good evening and good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this show, this program, the latest from Thfc to the day home, Tottenham past, present, and the exciting future under Ange Postecoglou. Of course, with me, one and only Dermot, aka Dermatron, and also the man that is probably the boss of the channel. He really is the Batman to me, being Robin, because it is Mister. I was about to call you Tony Banks for some apparent, bizarre, stupid reason. I know your name isn't Tony Banks; it's Philip Brady. But in my head, Tony Banks came into my god before my brain engaged. So,
Right.
hello, Philip.
I don't know how to follow that. But anyway, good evening, Dermot.
I'm sorry. I had a complete brain fog. I don't know
Right.
why. Just Tony Banks was in my head and before my brain registered to my God, don't say that. My God
Mm.
went, I'm saying it. Anyway, um,
Anyway,
look, this is the predicted lineup and a bit of match stats before the Newcastle game tomorrow across half 12 at James's Park. Philip, we didn't get to talk about it in the Premier League preview, which we just did. Please hit the like button and the subscription button on that channel. Are you there, Philip?
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're back now. You're back. Your picture went fuzzy. The Champions League games. What did you think of them? They were pretty mad ones, weren't they?
I saw the Real Madrid Manchester City game. The first half I saw on my phone. The second half I found a pub in Ypres that had the match on, so I watched it. So great match, really good game. City probably will edge it now in the second leg. You know, some nice goals in that game. But the game I didn't see, but all the controversy about, was the unmentionables from South London versus Harry Kane's mob from Bayern Munich. I suppose the two talking points there were: should Arsenal have had a penalty? The answer to that is definitely no. And had a penalty, and the answer to that, in my opinion, is definitely yes. I mean, let's face it, Saka trailed his leg to catch the goalkeeper. There was no attempt by the goalie to play the man at all. So he's a cheating little scumbag, and he tried to get away with it, and fair dues to the referee for getting that one right. But earlier on in the game, he made a complete rickets of the other one, because the goalkeeper takes a goal kick to Semedo, whatever you call him. I don't know what you call him. But anyway, he picks up the ball and rolls it back to him. I mean, pure penalty. He wasn't watching what was going on. Pure penalty. The referee tried to explain it away by saying it was a schoolboy error. Well, for schoolboy errors like that, you shouldn't even be refereeing schoolboy matches. It's a Champions League quarter-final.
And to be honest with Philip, where was VAR?
Must have been having a cup of tea or something, or had their feet up. I mean, why that wasn't called as a penalty, I just never ever know.
I've come
to the ball up his jumper.
Yeah, I've come to the conclusions very quickly before we move on to our predicted lineup, Philip. I've come to the conclusion that VAR are drinking in the VAR room. Because hear me out, right? You ever see VAR people, right, and they draw a line down the screen, right? Do you see how wonky it is? Now, there's two reasons that could happen, right? One, they're not very good at drawing straight lines. Or two, they piss us apart in the VAR room and they're seeing triple screens. I think they've got your special stash of potching in there. But to be fair, what were they doing? That was a blatant penalty if there ever was one. How easy.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
but look,
it was nice to get out of jail there. But I still think, I know Bayern Munich aren't great at the minute, but I think they showed the European experience in that match, which Arsenal are a bit lacking in, among other things, like character and class. But anyway, so I think Bayern Munich will probably get through to that. Now, whether they'll be playing Man City in the semi-final, so that'll be another cracker, I would say.
And always we talked about Liverpool, the final in Dublin, Philip. I sort of got into a bit of trouble this week while you're away. And I was saying that if two English clubs got to the final in Dublin, history precedes themselves. And there would have to be proper infrastructure and proper facilities put in by UEFA to keep the fans, the tickless fans, happy. Now, I got into a little bit of trouble with 1-2 people because of the British hooligan past and what happened in '95 in Dublin when England played Ireland at Lansdowne Road. It was back then. How are you feeling about if an English side got with an Italian side or a German side into a final, Philip? With what we know Dublin is like at the moment, and also with the Gardaí, would they be able to police it? Would the GAA open up Croke Park for a fan zone? What are you nervous? Because I am.
I'm not. I was more. I was more nervous up to last night, but unless it's a miracle, there won't be an English club in the final, unless Liverpool perform another remarkable comeback in it. And now it's not beyond them; they may well do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a big mistake to have the game in Dublin for a start. I'm not being anti-tourism on that, but look at the situation in the hotels in Dublin. Half the hotels in Dublin are taken up with Ukrainian refugees. There's no hotel space in Dublin. You can't cater for the normal demands during the summer, and May is during the summer. And now they're going to bring in 45,000 people from other countries, and there's got to be no place to keep them, and there's going to be trouble. Now, if the English fans are going to be there, if they do come, Liverpool or West Ham, then I think what's going to have to happen is the Croke Park is going to have to open up as a fan zone where people can watch the match. Because the Aviva, in fact, I would transfer the game to Croke Park, never mind the Aviva, because the Aviva only holds 50,000, whereas Croke Park holds 80,000.
See,
so
I would too.
Have the match in the bigger stadium and open up the Aviva as a fan zone, but UEFA won't do that. But I think it's not going to be an issue, hopefully. Now, if other countries' teams like Germany or Spain or Italy or ever gets through, then I don't think we're going to have the same problem with hooliganism. I suppose the ultimate horror for the Gardaí in Dublin would be a Liverpool versus West Ham final. That would be horrendous because there would be trouble. But I think, depending on the country that the clubs come from, I think the fact that English clubs won't be there. This is no offense to English fans or anything.
Yeah, can I just strike that as well? This is nothing. Me and Philip are not trying to slag anyone off. We're just making a genuine point, I think, where we know our Gardaí over here, Philip, don't we? We know and we know what it's like over here, and we're making a genuine point that I agree with you, Philip. Dublin is not at the moment suited to host a major European final.
You've got such a homeless problem. There's people living on the streets in Dublin, which gives a very, 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 very bad impression. It shouldn't be happening. It's disgraceful.
It is.
Enough bed hotels left for 45,000 fans to come in. And if the two English clubs get through, it'll be 80,000 fans, and you probably find the same number again coming without tickets. And it's the ones that are coming without tickets are going to cause the problem because they've nowhere to go. Yeah. So, I think it's a big, big mistake by UEFA. And I can understand the elation of Dublin thinking, oh, this is great. We've got a major European final. But that it was probably allocated before the Ukrainian situation started to really kick in.
Yeah, it was allocated because we couldn't play Germany, England, remember, in the European Championships. Right. And it moved from Dublin to Wembley. That is why UEFA said, okay, we'll give you a European final as compensation.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the timing was probably wrong on that. And I think now we're going to have a situation where there'll be a lot of very nervous people living in Dublin if that situation comes to pass. So we'll see.
Yeah. Now, Philip, let's now crack on with what this stream's about. Of course, it is the predicted lineup against Newcastle United tomorrow. This is the predicted lineup. Now, I did this. Philip had no idea what team I was going to pick, but this is the team I pick. And I picked it because I knew Philip wouldn't agree with it, to be fair. And he's already is, by the look in his face, I think he's going to make sweeping changes to my starting 11, like Antonio Conte coming in as manager. Look, coming in and that's it. I'm sweeping changes. Well, this is the 11. So, guys, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I've gone for the back five sorts itself out, Philip.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
no problem.
no
No
problem.
issues.
Now, the midfield, I've gone for Sarr, Basuma, Madison, and the front three, Brennan Johnson, Sonny, and Kulu. Philip, where do you disagree? Because I think I know where you're going to disagree.
I'm going to make 3 changes to that team for you.
Yeah.
I think Sarr and Basuma were woeful in the first half against Nottingham Forest. Hans recognised that. And by bringing on Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Bentancur, he actually, that won the game for us. It gave us stability in the middle, whereas Forest were all over us in the midfield. So I would start Bentancur and Højbjerg tomorrow. And I don't know how we can leave Timo Werner out of the team. The guy is on fire going down that left-hand side. He's playing better than Kulu is at the minute. So I would leave Kulu on the bench and bring in Werner. I keep Brennan and Son up front, Johnson and Son, but I would bring in Werner on the left-hand side.
Would you really?
Yeah, I would. I think he's having an absolute brilliant. His pace is frightening, really.
Yeah.
His standing start leaves fullback standing. And I mean, the way he put across that cross for the first goal the other day there against Forest, I know it was an own goal, but it was just begging to be put in by a Spurs player, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Just go through the rest of the team, Philip. The back five there for a minute. Why is the back five picking itself?
Because it's the best back five we've got. We've got Pedro Porro scoring his first goal of the season on Sunday there. And what a good goal. I don't think he got half the credit it deserves. I mean, that was a difficult skill to hit that ball on the volley as he was running.
It was.
I think Mickey van der Ven, Usain Bolt look-alike or run-alike, and Romero are becoming a great centre-back partnership. And Destiny Udogie, there's nothing wrong on the left-hand side. So that back five picks itself. And that's for Vicario. I mean, the best goalkeeper in the Premier League by a country mile at the moment.
Look, for me, Philip, I agree with you with the changes, by the way. But where I do disagree with is starting Højbjerg from the start is not a good decision, because I feel Højbjerg this season, when you have started him, he's panicked a little bit. He hasn't settled in. But when he comes in, the other teams are a bit tired and he's got a bit more time on the ball. So that's where I would disagree with you there. But I wouldn't disagree with Kulu. Look, I think you need to rest these players with the games that are coming up, Philip. We've got 2 weeks off now after the game tomorrow. What would you do? Would you give the players a few days off, Philip, or would you have them in training every day as normal?
No, I'd give them a few days off. I would give them maybe till Wednesday or Thursday off, and then bring them back in. Yeah, you can overdo the training. You can overtrain teams. And I think bringing them in when we haven't got a match at the weekend, let them go off. Let them go and have a few days, hour and hour. They deserve it. I think it will be all the better for it to come back for the game we're back against is who are we playing against?
Man City.
No, Man City. No, it's Chelsea, is it?
Arsenal.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, you definitely need time off for an Arsenal match.
Is it Arsenal? Hang on. Yeah, it is Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I give them a couple of days off. Absolutely. Yeah. It wouldn't kill us. I mean, you're going to train them for 14 days. They're fit anyway, so it's only a matter of doing tactical stuff. Give them till Wednesday or Thursday to go and have a few days with their families. And I think we'll reap the benefit of that. Yeah. And see, Arsenal won't get that. Well, Arsenal won't get that because they have to play Bayern Munich next week and then another game the following weekend. Yeah. So we can actually Arsenal would have played 3 times before we play them, and we won't have played at all. So.
It could be. Now, Philip, this is the head-to-head against Newcastle Spurs. We've played 57 times, 8 draws, 24 wins, 13 at home, 11 away for Newcastle, 25 total wins for Tottenham, 16 at home, 9 away.
Pretty close.
Of course, yeah, we talked about the 6-1 last season, Philip, going up there where it derailed the season for Tottenham. Well, I think it was already derailed from Conte leaving and all the load of rollicks that went on during that game in Southampton. Do you fear playing Newcastle, Philip? Or are you, in my sort of opinion, that, look, Newcastle's a great place to go. It's a great stadium to go to. But we should win there. We need to win to keep the pressure on Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think where we're going to them this season, the mindset will be totally different than the way we went up there last season. We went up there last season with a season in disarray. The season was over basically, and nothing to play for. And except Europe, which we didn't get. So I think that was one of the low points of the season, was going up there and getting beat 6-1. I mean, it was absolutely dreadful. Now we redressed the balance a little bit earlier in December, beating them 4-1. So it shows you we can beat them. We can beat them.
Yeah.
And I think Newcastle have got injury issues. They've got their defense is not great. Now they've got a couple of dangerous players, Almiron and Guimaraes, and that Anthony Gordon fella could be tricky, and Isaac up front can be dangerous. But I think if I was them, I'd be a bit more worried about our attack getting behind them. The pace we've got will be frightening, and I think it could. That's what will probably win the game tomorrow for us, is our pace up front.
Yeah, it is. Now, Philip, you look at the form guide, the last 5 games, Tottenham, 1 loss in the last 5, Newcastle the same. So both teams are in good form. Both teams, Newcastle won 1-0 away at Fulham, then drew 1-0 at home at Everton, and then beat West Ham 4-3. Then, of course, they lost to Chelsea. Tottenham, because we beat Forest 3-1, Philip drew 1-0 with West Ham. Then we beat Luton, but we lost to Fulham 3-0, and we beat Villa 4-0.
Yes, they beat Fulham. We lost them.
Yeah. So look, form-wise, both teams are in good form. Where do you think it'd be won and lost tomorrow, Philip? Where's your sort of, where will the game be won and lost in your opinion?
Well, that's my reason for playing Højbjerg from the start. I think we need to keep it tight at the start. And maybe, okay, if he does his job after 60 minutes and we're winning, take him off and bring on Basuma or Sarr. I just don't trust Basuma at the moment. There's something not quite right with him.
No.
I just wonder, for an away game, if it was a home game, I wouldn't be so critical. But an away game, the Newcastle are going to try and come at us from the start. We need to kill their early fire. And to do that, I think we have to be a little bit more defensive tomorrow for the first 20 minutes or so. Then as the game expands, we'll expand. And we will get at them. But I think we just need to be cautious here, Yeah.
Well, listen, Philip, let's hope for a good game. Listen, we are on from 12:15 tomorrow with the watch along, of course, at St. James's Park. So do you want to tell people what they can do, Philip, after watching this? Just hit the like button and hit the like button.
We need to get our subscription numbers up, lads. We really are. I know it's tough, it's difficult out there, but just hit the subscribe button. You have no idea what it means to us. And also take out the membership if you want to get access to member-only shows and stuff like that. And also, I know super chats are very hard to come by these days because the time is tight. We know that. But if you could go as far as a membership and a subscription, we would thoroughly appreciate it, because we have a lot of plans for this channel. We've moved up the graphics this season. We've more to come next season. So we want to be there, and we want you there with us.
Yeah. And also, we are going to start the members-only show as well, aren't we? Every week in the new season as well, called Fan Forum. And what we're going to do as well, Philip, with that, we're going to open up a Discord, and we're going to have it a bit like, do you know, like Talk Sport, when you ring up Talk Sport, people talk to you on the phones. Yeah. We're going to have it sort of like that if you don't want to come on to the show, you don't have to. You could use Discord and get it through that way. So we will accommodate everyone. That is what we're here for. We love to accommodate you, the Tottenham fans, the football fans, because that's what this is all about, isn't it, Philip? It's about
exactly it. I mean,
everyone's welcome.
We're looking at a team here. I think Dermot would agree with me. This time last year, we were in the doldrums.
Yeah, we
were. We were depressed about the way the club was heading. We'd gone out of the Champions League without even a fight. We had a manager that was just after leaving and couldn't give a toss about the club. Ryan Mason was in charge. We didn't qualify for Europe, and look where we are now, 12 points ahead of the 12 points ahead of the last European place, and going for the top 4 to get back into the Champions League straight away. It's been a brilliant season for Spurs. There have been low points. There have been some high points, and as I keep saying, this is only the start of what's happening at Tottenham. Next season, watch us go.
On that bombshell. That's a good way to leave it. Please hit the like button and description button, whatever you do. See you tomorrow at 12:15, and come on, you Spurs. In Ange, we trust.